Rolling deep now. Rolling deep. Rolling deep. Who stole her phone? They took it on a Sunday. Where were you? I was out and about getting some food. Who'd he look like? He looked like a little 20-year-old. How'd he get away? He ran away, oh so bold. Did you chase him? I did, I ran. Did you catch him? No, I didn't. But you fell. Why you telling everybody?
That you fell into 5 Unscripted.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, we got carried away there.
Yeah. You know what it is.
I can't do no small talk, no small talk. I'm not with the small talk. Can't be with the small talk.
What it do, baby? My name is Zanele Potelwa.
And I'm Yanga Mjoli.
And I'm ShabZi Madallion. And we are...
Fun lunch! Woo! And the crowd goes, wow!
I'm the classy one.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome to Life Unfiltered on 5 Unscripted.
That's right. This is where we're going to be talking about life and stuff. And getting into topics deep and not deep. Yeah?
Hopefully there's not so deep in there.
Why?
In the hat.
Why not? I want to go deep.
Okay.
So we're picking out questions from this hat. This is the magical hat. We've never seen any of these questions before. So, okay, I'm lying. We have. Who wants to go first?
I haven't. Ladies first.
I actually haven't seen the questions.
Oh, my word. Okay, I'm going to go first.
The one who's seen the questions.
Yes.
Oh, my word.
Someone's prepared.
Oh, my word. Ooh, okay. Have you always understood the importance of your culture? Who's going to kick us off?
I can.
Okay.
All right.
No, I have not actually always understood the importance of my culture. Because I think, I'm a kid of divorce, so technically I'm Xhosa, but my mom's not Xhosa. So I was pretty much like a coconut. So I didn't even know what my culture was until one day I was told, hey, Yanga, you're Xhosa. And then I was like, oh, that's deep. What's that about? And then I had to figure out how do you speak Xhosa? And I'm going to the lalis and everyone's talking to me, "Ay, Yanga, tata nati." And I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the importance of knowing my culture comes in, and that's how it became important to me, because I want to be a part of the community, because I am a part of the community. I don't want to be like an alien.
I get that. And can I tell you, on the contrary, for me, I'm from a Xhosa family, very Xhosa, Xho. My parents are Xhosa, everyone's Xhosa. And in the Eastern Cape especially, I think that a lot of people take a lot of pride in being Xhosa, especially because we're the only ones that are there. I think I was exposed to the first Tswana person in my life, honestly, as in being an adult and understanding, when I was 16 years old. Yeah.
Eastern Cape.
Right?
Yes.
No, dude,
This is my
you don't
diva
understand.
generation.
I promise you don't understand. There's only Xhosa people in the Eastern Cape. And Shemke, if they are somewhere else and I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But they're in East London, and particularly in the Transkei, a lot of people are just Xhosa. So for me, we used to go to the lali all the time. So every chance we got, whether it was Easter or Christmas or anything like that, we'd go to Ilali Letu, which is a Polotwa, and it was always about us learning about whether it was why we're wearing umbhaqo or somebody telling us about our different things. Even when I was a kid, I learned how to tutor myself, which is saying your clan names. So I've known it since I was a little baby, 9, 10 years old. So for me, I think it's because of where I come from that I've always understood the importance of my culture and been really proud of it.
Yeah, the same for me. Lebitso la ka ke Leshabe, Tau Morita wa Morobakala wa Barita wa Bosholo. So I think for me, I've learned the importance of my culture the older I got. I was born in KZN. Moms was Zulu, pops Spedi. They both studied in KZN. And then we shortly moved to Limps with my grandmother, where, I learned the importance of being a Pedi man and everything. But I don't think I was raised to be a Pedi man. I think my family had a incline to raise me as a good human. You know, so the older I got, there's a lot of things that were important about my culture that I only picked up when I got old. You know, young, it wasn't really that important because they weren't emphasizing it in the family, you know. So I think, look, the question for me here with this is like, why is it important, this culture of ours, you know? What does it bring to all of us? The fact that you have to be who you are in your culture, who you are in your culture, who I am and my culture. Is like, how does that bring us together? That's where I'm at now with culture, you know. If it continues to divide us, I'm not with it.
And it should never divide us. Yeah. And especially because there's actually so many similarities in our cultures. For me, like, yes, it's within like even like, let's say the black cultures where it's like we have our traditional clothing and all of those things and whatnot. But for me, one of the weirdest things as well, I remember when we were growing up, was even when I like got to know more about like the Afrikaans culture and like particularly the Xhosa culture, which was all I knew at the time. And we found so many like similarities and stuff. And we were like, oh my goodness, why do we even fight? Because, you know, they used to fight back in the day and it was because of the cultures and whatnot. But there were so many similarities, which actually gets back to what you were saying.
I mean, I wish I'd been raised in like that culture. Does that make sense? Like as a Xhosa girl, if that makes sense. Because then my journey is me literally, I'm teaching myself.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like I'm teaching myself through media, through random poetry, music sometimes. And I have to just like constantly call people from, let's say, my dad's side of the family to just give me stories. I need to know, like, who is that person and this person who's actually, like, who's my aunt? And it's like, it's not your aunt, it's your daps, it's something else. Like, I'm trying to, like, learn that because I'm like, I need to know that, especially if, like, not even if, when I'm a mother.
Yeah. Why did you fight like someone was fighting you? But
No,
You can have all the kids you want, Django.
I'll
This
fight
is
the
yours,
universe. I'll fight the universe. But yeah, like when I'm a mom, I don't want to be like a mom who has no history. Like I can't
I
tell
get
you
that.
anything about me. It's almost like I was just born and I didn't care.
why don't
to
you
know.
trust my Xhosa knowledge, Yanga? I'm Xhosa, you can ask me.
Okay, teach us.
Okay, so...
Tell us a good fable.
Oh my
Yeah.
word, I've actually got one. And this
Okay.
is one that a lot of Xhosa people don't know.
Let's
I
hear
actually
this.
tell a lot
A lot of Xhosa people don't know this fable.
Yes.
I
promise you.
Is it
teach-
original?
I promise. Younger man.
I'm asking.
Zanele originals.
Now
You
we
guys are
don't
so
know.
rude.
We don't
Guys,
know
I promise
now.
you, I tell so many Xhosa people about it and they're always like, yo, I didn't know. And it's actually not 100% a fable, but it's like, it's based on truth, but a lot of people have added things to it, if you get what I'm saying. It's about this girl called Nongqawuse, and she is the reason that so many like Xhosa people died in their millions, like years and years ago. Like I think it was like hundreds of years ago. And it was because she went to the river and she said that she like got a sign from like the people.
I'm very
Alright.
I mean,
sorry.
great. Answer your phone.
Thank
eh?
you, Yanga.
Hi.
Thank
It's
you.
actually my alarm telling me to go to the gym.
All right.
That was a good excuse. She
Alright.
thought about that one off the top.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Tell us more about
Nongqawuse. All right. So then,
Nongqa.
guys, this is a true story.
Yes.
So then she went back to the people because she said she got a sign from the water. And the water told her, hey, girl, listen, like you guys need to kill off all of your cattle and people are going to come from the water and they're going to save you from like the white people, like back then, right? So she went and she told the king and like whatnot. And it was like a whole thing where she had access to the king and whatnot, or like people just listened to her. They killed all the cattle, all the crops, everything, guys. Millions of Xhosa people died because of that girl. And no one ever came from the water.
Did you hear the story or did you hear whatnots?
What nots? I heard.
A lot of whatnots in this
Wow.
fable, right?
Ha, 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 ha. Guys, it's a real story. Please respect my culture. Now I feel
Respect.
disrespected.
Okay.
Hey?
We apologize.
Thank you.
I'm trying
All
to
right.
learn about.
But I wanted to ask a question like, how do you decide what you're inquisitive about as far as your culture is concerned? Do you get what I'm saying?
I get you. I think it's because I feel like, can I tell people I'm Xhosa if I don't know anything about being Xhosa? Does that make sense? Like I actually want to, I don't want to just say things, if that makes sense. Like I want to know what I'm talking about so I can proudly embrace the fact that I am a Xhosa woman. I can't it's not even like just learning it for conversation and stuff. There are moments I'm just excited and proud of myself for making a random Xhosa sentence.
Sure.
Like where I'm talking to someone and I'll be like, Anna guys, us titi nyani, and then I'll be like,
Yes, I also get excited when she does that.
It's like it excites me because I'm like, we're getting there. Look at us, you know. My mom's side though is Baka, and I didn't know that. I thought she was Zulu because I was like to her, "Oh, we're Zulu and Xhosa." My mom's like, "I'm not Zulu. Stop saying that." And I was like, "Well, what are you?" She's like, "We're Baka," and Baka, like the Baka culture is not really that well known.
Yeah.
In South Africa, they have like their own history around a fight. Shaka Zulu, they ran and they hid. And that's why they're called Bakas. I can't even get into detail because someone's going to watch this and be like, liar!
You're lying.
You don't know anything about your culture. You know?
Fable.
But yes, it's not a fable.
I know.
Shaka Zulu was real.
Yeah, that's how it feels, okay?
Nah, for me, so I asked that question because for me, I found that everything that I got interested in, as far as my culture is concerned, had to do with me.
That's
And
true.
anything that didn't have anything to do with me, not to say I didn't care for it, but I didn't. You know, more especially if some of the things in my culture I grew to disagree with, like that I don't think I want to impart
Yeah.
on my kids one day, you
Yeah.
know, just because I disagree with it. And if people want to practice it, no problem. But again, for me, the culture question is these things need to be important so that they bring us together.
Yeah.
But if they just continue to divide us, I don't see the importance of it.
100%. But I do want to say for me, guys, we're baptized by fire in the Eastern Cape. You will know your culture.
By fire.
Your
Why aren't you a skeleton then?
Oh my goodness, please can someone choose something?
make
Oh
it
my
make
word.
sense.
Let's get light. That was a hot
Batung.
topic.
It
yo.
was, Batung. And also to start off with.
A lucky number. Who is the most shy in the team?
That's actually a very good one.
Younger? I'm going for younger.
I think it's younger, but then again, so the reason I say it's a good one for
Okay,
me
okay.
is because I'm like, shy is it's relative to some extent, right? So yes, cool, like I'll be a loud person if that makes sense. But there's certain things where younger would be the person to like go forward and do the thing, if that makes sense. Am I making sense? Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yes.
I mean, I would also kind of think maybe it's me, but there's a part of me that thinks it's also Lishabe. If it's not me, hear me out. I really do think it's Lishabe, right?
Yes.
But the reason I'm saying, I don't know if I'm shy though. Sometimes I don't like people.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's why I'm saying shy is relative, because sometimes it's young is just reserved, if that makes sense. Where you're just like, okay, cool, I'm just going to like keep to myself for now or whatever it is. But I don't think it's necessarily shyness.
Okay.
And the
Guys-
reason I say shy with Lishabe is I'm almost like, you know, like you gotta get a hammer, you gotta crack it. Crack that, then we trust each
He's
other.
not shy.
What am I
No,
with
he's not
cracking?
shy, but I don't know. I had to like harass Lishabe. Do you understand? Like every day when I first got here, I literally be like, hi, every day, hi. And Lishabe entertained me. You know, he'd be like, okay. I'm sure, in my opinion, I think in his head he was like, she's annoying me. I'm busy and I want to work.
No, I think, but can I tell you, for me, it was the opposite. I didn't get any shyness from you. When I met you, you were like out there and everything. And I guess we kind of like met each other there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the same energy.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm just like, I don't know.
But you are also shy, but you're shy around boys.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying in
You get
certain
what I mean?
instances. But that's what I was talking about. When I was saying that younger would be the one to be like, let me go flirt with a boy, where I'd be like, I don't know. Or whatever it is. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So
who
who
is
we
the most
picking?
shy?
Who is it, guys?
I voted younger. She voted me.
Lishabe.
I voted
So
younger.
so it's me then.
Yeah,
So,
it's
there's
you.
three of
Thank
us.
you.
Obviously, this is such the IEC would be amazed at
They'd be
how
proud.
how free and fair
Yeah.
that election was. Love it.
I
Love
mean,
it,
you
guys.
have freedom of speech.
And you do. This is life unfiltered.
Who
Okay?
laughs the loudest in the team?
We all
Zanele.
know.
It's me!
Zanele.
Yeah.
It is
Just
I.
give him a taste of the laugh there. That's Cruella's laugh.
That's
That's
the
her
one.
laugh.
I don't know what that
That's
was. Whatever
her
you
laugh.
did, what in the Halloween? I don't know what in the Halloween.
There was
you
nothing
did.
funny at the time, but your reaction was funny. So yes. All right. What is next? It is. Who is your favorite superhero and why? Ooh! Woo! I'm sorry, I'm excited because I have an answer.
Okay, go.
Spider-Man.
Oh, you took mines.
I love him.
Which Spider-Man?
The normal story of Spider-Man, the comic one.
Oh, okay, the normal.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no, but I also loved Superman, but it was because he was hot. So, but like, I identify more with Spider-Man because I don't know why. I just really like the fact that in the beginning, right, Spider-Man is like all about wanting to learn his power. Then he gets to a point of like being afraid of it. And then he like just embraces it. And I think that that's what happens to a lot of people. Like, and I think we've had this conversation before where we were like in the entertainment industry, especially, you'll like join it and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm good to go. Or just like I think anyone actually. And you're good to go. You're 18, 19 years old. You think you can take on the world because nobody else has told you that you can't. A couple of years in, you have to like will yourself to believe in your crazy dreams and things because people like are telling you that maybe you can't, or even just like opportunities not coming your way, maybe kind of tell you that. And then I think that at some point we all step into our power again. I think that that's why whenever you talk to older people, or at least when in my experience, they'll always be like, it's so nice. You get older. You don't care what anybody thinks. And that's like I say, I see that similarity in the sense of like owning your power finally, even though when like, it's almost like you didn't want it. So yeah.
So for me, Spider-Man as well, but I want to attribute it to the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think what I took from that movie, I always watch it, is just power being something you have to be responsible for once you realize it, So he's my favorite superhero, not necessarily for those powers. It's just more of that realization, like, once you know you have this power, what are you responsible for? That's, yeah.
Come on, Spider-Man.
So mine is Doctor Strange. And
Why,
Doctor Strange?
Yanga? He casts
He's a
spells on
villain.
people.
Doctor Strange is not a villain.
He's not a villain, friend.
And I respected the both of you, and you said I didn't go.
Oh, Avengers.
Yes.
The one who flies and...
Yeah,
He does
He's
this.
got the cloak.
He does those things.
doesn't he control the time and everything?
He's a spellbound, like a caster.
Spellbound. What? Exactly.
You're so rude.
I think
was
she
gonna
was
say a
word-bound.
spellbinder. Oh my word. Oh my word. Yanga, please continue. It's fine.
So
Doctor Strange.
I.
What a strange hero.
That's why I was like. Okay, please. Sorry. Go ahead, Yanga. Go ahead. We can't wait for this answer. Please let us.
I want this answer.
Dr. Stephen Strange.
Yo.
You guys on a first name basis.
Oh, bro.
I'm so sorry. I'm behaved now.
Yeah.
Dr. Stephen Strange is a doctor by profession. He studied and everything. One day, he did something, broke all his fingers, and they were like, gotta get out the hospital, man.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you gotta get out of here, man. You can't, there's no more jobs for you left, He was home, he was so sad, And, I mean, he was sad because that was his craft, but he was so cocky about it, if that makes sense. Like, life was great for him. His hands, I don't think he realized how important his hands were, if that makes sense. And then one day, I forgot the movie, some guy came, he's like, I know magic. And then he was like, come on, I'll teach you. And eventually, his hands worked again, but it's not even like he went back to medicine or anything, because medicine's like, I'm helping people. You're helping people in a whole other new way now. But he's also really powerful. But at the end of the day, the message and lesson I got from it, right, is like, I was just like...
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was
the joke was at her fingertips.
It wasn't. No way. Haven't you heard people like when you admire people, you mimic them? Like, what's that thing called? I don't know what it is.
Imitation.
Is the best form of.
I'm not pointing any
Of
fingers,
what,
but
Zanele? Point of it is it's never the end of the world. For him, it was the end of the world.
Yeah.
And then it just wasn't. And then he ended up becoming one of the most powerful people on in the universe even. Like, forget medicine. You're literally like fighting people on Neptune.
That's so nice. I like that.
do you?
I really do.
And he's still a normal person, and he doesn't hide like your Spider-Man. He's hiding in the I'm not Spider-Man.
Younger Spider-Man is being polite. He doesn't want people to freak out and want to take pictures with him and stuff.
No one wants to take pictures with him.
Yes, they do.
He's a child. It's illegal.
my word.
point is Doctor Strange.
It's
Everyone
strange.
knows.
Yeah.
Yes, well, besides magic and stuff, if someone was like, oh, Strange, I've got a tummy ache, one of the Avengers, he would be like, I can help. Can Toby help? Can
Yes, he can.
Peter
Toby
Pan?
can.
What's his name?
He can swing
He can.
to a pharmacy and get you Gaviscon.
That's
Thank you.
100%.
Perfect.
Moving on. Ish. Yo.
Also, I really do like that you like that story, Yanga. I think that it's
a fire
really,
story.
Yeah.
What's his surname?
strange?
No, Peter.
I was about to
Pan.
say Pan. It's Peter. What's it? No, don't do
Peter
this.
Parker.
Thank you, Parker.
Terrible fan.
Yeah,
terrible
you're
fan.
terrible.
Just
I'm
shush
the real one.
yourselves.
I'm the
Just
real
shush
one.
yourselves. I've watched every Spider-Man in the world.
Okay,
know
okay,
who he
okay.
is.
What's something that's hard for you to do?
Oof. Holding myself accountable sometimes for myself, if that makes sense. Like knowing I should not be doing something. I mean, it's not even like it affects anyone else in the world, but it's like holding myself accountable for certain things I'm doing that I know I'm not supposed to be doing. Like, I don't even have to tell people, but like, it's hard for me to be like, hey, girl, that was weird. Why did you do that? Like, maybe if I forget to take medication, for instance, and then I feel sad, if that makes sense. Or maybe I switch my phone off because I just want alone time, but I'm aware of the fact that like I'm an only child to one parent. So she's like worried about where I am, if that makes sense. Like my actions, even when I'm alone, it's really hard for me to hold myself accountable to them.
Sure. Shabs.
For me, what's something that's hard? Asking for help. Asking for help is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not because I don't want to. I grew up having to do things by myself because no one else around me could do it.
Yes.
So I couldn't really ask for their help, you know. So that ended up being like a bad habit now, where if I have to figure something out, I'm going to first figure it out by myself before I even reach out for help. Like, if we have to shoot a video now, I'll shoot the video instead of asking, the camera guys in the room. Can we name drop you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, Perry and
We
Wolf.
got Perry.
Yeah, Perry.
Yeah.
Perry the platypus.
That's right.
Perry in the right corner.
Perrylicious.
In the right corner.
We got Perrylicious.
Perry. And he comes in with his soundtrack. No.
Oh.
And in the left corner, we've got the Wolfman. Love it.
Okay, why are we name dropping them?
Because you said
if you had
Yeah,
Take a video.
yes. Instead of asking them for help, I'd probably figure it out myself.
Yeah.
Which is a bad habit. And I think it's something that I learned a lot from you guys, how to ask for help. And because another problem I know I have is I don't know that I have people to lean on. I know I can trust my family. I can trust my very immediate circle outside of my career and my journey in the entertainment space. So whenever I'm not with them, it always feels like I'm on my own. Handle everything on your own. But, you guys taught me a lot. But that's my answer.
I get that too. I was going to say, I want to change mine. I'm joking. I'm just going to say another one, actually, because you just made me think of it, is accepting help. Like, I struggle to accept help.
Yeah.
Like, if someone was like, oh my word, Yanga, a shark bit your kneecap off. Let's carry you to that. I'm like, leave me, I've got it. I'll crawl. I don't want that to be part of the story where it's like, and then we had to help her and we dragged her. Because, like, it's hard.
How
like,
are you going to crawl, Mrs. Strange?
I'm going to take us back on track and say I think we're all similar in that regard. Because it's also tough for me to accept help. And also, what's this thing called ask for help? I think I've also learned to ask for help. And thanks to you guys for being like people that I can lean on. Because I don't feel like in life I have a lot of those people. But I think I'll always try everything else on my own before I come to someone else, if that makes sense. But I think mine is something I struggle to do is putting myself first, even if it's to my detriment. And I'm learning it. I'm in the process. But I always try to think of someone else before myself.
Even if it's to your
my detriment, yes.
Putting yourself first.
No, even if it's to my detriment, I'll put someone else first.
Oh, okay. I got it. No,
Yeah.
I was just making sure the English was Englishing.
Yes, it is Englishing. Please, sir.
This is life.
Please.
This is life unfiltered. It's not uncensored.
No, man, nah. Please leave my button alone. What if I'm looking for a husband here? Like
There's
that?
no husband
Yes,
here,
what
fam.
if they like
Where's
it?
the husband here, fam?
My word. They could be watching.
Oh, the husbands.
Yes.
Hey,
Oh, okay, yes.
how have your views on marriage evolved over the years?
Ooh, who wants to go first?
I will. I always thought what you should do, right? It's like you need to find the person and you guys get married immediately. Once you're married, you need to make them kids. And then that's life. But now I'm kind of just like, life's actually really, it's not as black and white as it is. Because if anything, that's what I thought as a child, as a teenager, because I was raised by a single parent. I was like, actually, I don't even think you need marriage. But that's just because my mom was doing great for herself. So I was just like, she has a nice car, she has a nice house, she's got a job. She just I was like, do you actually need to be married? I was like, I'm alive, I'm still here, I'm kicking, I don't think you need one. And I was just like, I actually don't think I'll get married one day. I think I'll have a child with someone. Maybe I'll have a life partner or something. And then at some point, I was just like, no, I want a wedding. And I was like, okay, cool. I guess I do want to get married. But when would that happen? I thought that was something that was supposed to happen in your early 20s. Like by the age of 25, you
must be married.
You must be
Me
married.
too.
Otherwise, everyone's just like, oh, here she comes. And you're like, hey, I want a husband. You're old.
I thought they'd magically give you a husband if you don't have one by
Yes.
25.
She my mom's gonna be like, hey girl, listen, here's my
Here's
friend
someone.
and here's her son. He's also
Just go
struggling.
in.
Yeah, just marry him or something. But now I'm kind of like, even the idea of plural marriage, I was just like, oh my goodness, yeah, I will never share a man, But now I'm kind of like, I had a conversation with someone where I was like, hectic. I guess it depends who the person is. And I was like, it's not that weird. It I just grew up thinking it's weird because that's just what I was told. The media also perpetuates it that way.
Yeah.
Society.
So society does as well. And I think, I'll put it this way, my mom also, I know she's also like, I'll never share a man. So that's also something she was also very serious about. Oh no, that's a bad thing. And in my mind, I'm like, actually, it's not. Life is, I think we even discussed this. You curate your own life.
Yeah.
Fact.
So if you want your life to be that way, your life can be that way. So I was like, now I'm kind of like, you can get married whenever. I think my mom has a friend who got married and she's 49.
Sure.
And I have an aunt who just got engaged and she's in her 50s.
That's so cute.
So in my mind, I'm like, marriage doesn't really have a time frame.
Yeah.
I think it's easier when you're young. But I'm just saying it can happen regardless.
Can I say on the contrary of that? I think marriage gets easier when you're older. And I say that because I've seen so many people get married and whether it's celebrities or people who are your neighbors or in your family, they get married when they're 22, 25 and they're like, oh, we're married. By the time they're 35, they're completely different people and they're divorced. And that's why I'm I feel like and it's two different parts kind of thing in terms of my answer. The first one is that I think that when you get married, when you're a little bit older and a little bit more set in your ways, it's easier to be like, okay, me and ShabZi are getting married or whatever, or me and Yanga are getting married and we know who we are and this is what we like and don't like and blah, 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 all of those things. And but the thing is, in the very same breath, right? So there's that where you're you get married a little bit later when you are a little bit more settled. But in the very same breath, I also think that also taught me that marriage is about evolving with someone.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little bit I think it's a little bit more intricate than just saying those words. I think it's about being able to have staying power as well. So yes, your person is oh, listen, I want to try a new career. I want to go and model and whatever it is and whatnot. When you say that you're going to be with someone, you said through everything.
Yeah.
So if they're saying, I want to go and model, you need to go and support them in their modeling and everything. And if you really can't, yeah, of course, people get divorced and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I think that the premise of saying I'm getting married is you saying I'm going to be there even for that. So yeah, that's what I think.
That's interesting because for me, my at my age now, I think we still have to make room for us to be individuals. I might not be able to be there for you all the time. I think the covenant of being with someone for the rest of your life, for me, is more about saying, I'm here. I'm that person in your life.
Yeah.
When you need me to be that person. but I can't always be that person, you know, because I still have to show up for myself as myself, you know. So my parents got divorced young and everything, and it has had its own impact on me. So growing up, I realized, we need to figure out how to accept ourselves as we are.
Yeah.
And not as we think we should be. Because that sometimes gets in the way of us actually being in this marriage or relationship. A lot of people want to change and mold people into certain figures, that they have to be a certain way for this marriage to last.
Yeah.
Now you realize years later, this pretending is hard now. That's why at 35 people divorce, you know. When people meet, they should actually, I think people should be discussing their flaws first.
Everything.
So that you get your red flags immediately.
Yeah.
You know, you get your senses out immediately. But to think that you're going to be with somebody for the rest of your life and they're going to be perfect, that's a lie.
100%. And that's where my thing comes from, in the sense of like understanding that even as the person evolves, you're saying you're still gonna love them. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, like, even my idea on vows and divorce is like, it's quite deep. Like, I think as an adult, when I went to a wedding, like a family wedding, I've gone to tons of weddings, like as a child, you know. As an adult, when I was listening to people make vows, I said, "Hey, dude, that's deep. You just told a higher body, a spiritual body, I promise, through sickness and in health, richer or poorer. There's so many things. Now you are what? I don't even know. You
50.
are 50 and you have now, they're calling you out, you're cancelled. You did some dodgy nonsense. I have to stick by your side now because I told a higher spiritual being that I'm going to stand by you. So even the idea of divorce is like, with me, I'm like, the day I get married, it might sound scary. I'm literally going to be like to my husband, we're gonna die together.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh no, honestly, like, we can't get divorced.
Yeah.
You can hate me, maybe sometimes we'll hate each other. Yanga, where's your husband? He's in France. I don't know.
He's taking a break from me.
He's taking a break from you or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like, we could live in different houses or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. We're gonna stay married. I guess we're gonna have to work through it if we want to work through it. But we can't get divorced because we made these. We have to work through it. Actually, that's
Can I
the
say,
whole point
though,
of marriage.
if someone's abusing you, though, I think you can leave. That's my one thing.
That's deep, ne? I think there are signs of somebody's abusive.
Definitely.
There are. And I think as people, we ignore them, you know, because we are infatuated or attracted to other things about that individual that feeds into either your insecurity, your ego, whatever it is, that you only want to leave situations when it's all the way bad, which is also a toxic behavior in yourself.
Because
If you're waiting for things to be bad to leave, something's wrong, yo.
But shame, sometimes you also just like have a thing of like, unfortunately, like you said, it's toxic, right? But like, for example, I know sometimes like, I don't know if I still have it, but I used to have a savior complex where I was like, okay, if you have potential, honey, let's go. Let's see what this potential can do.
Yep.
And even if the person wasn't ready to live out that potential, I was ready to invest in that potential and be like, yeah, you can be great, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I think sometimes it comes from that, unfortunately, even.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just think, the importance of this question is centered around us as humans genuinely knowing each other.
Yeah.
And the only way to know others is to know yourself.
And there also are actors, though. Those narcissists, guys.
Yeah, they are. They
Narcissists
exist. Man.
they are scary. Are you next?
I read it.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm just making sure. Here we go. I'm just making sure.
I read it.
What's your biggest lesson on friendship?
Woo.
Sure.
You need to define friendship for yourself in order for it to benefit you.
That makes sense.
That's my first statement on that.
That makes a lot of sense.
For real, because think about it, right? We first meet, okay, we kick it a few weeks, now we're friends. You're being a friend to me, the version of a friend that you think is a good friend to you.
Yeah.
But all that you think is a good friend to you might not land on me as a good friend. You know, I might just see certain things that you're doing as normal human behavior.
That's true.
You know, and I regard friendship as 1, 2, 3, and these people tend to give 1, 2, 3 in my friendship with them. You know,
That makes a lot of sense.
I think for me, the biggest lesson, and the only reason it's a big, well, I mean, there's tons of big lessons, but one that I'm thinking of now, because I had to think about which one I'd share, I think it's to just always show up if you can, and not just like to a thing, but show up for your friend emotionally, if that makes sense, even if you're not in a good space. And the reason I say that is because I had a whole period, I say had, but like there was a whole period where I was like seriously depressed and I could not show up for anyone. And it, like, my friends were upset about that, right? And at the end of the day, I was kind of just like, how are you upset that I can't show up for you if I'm depressed? And my friends were like, you don't know what we're going through. Maybe we are too, but we're showing up for you. And it's not like a blackmail thing. It just made me realize, I mean, I guess maybe I am being a selfish friend right now because maybe you need me too. But I'm just focusing on wallowing in my sadness, if that makes sense. Or if I'm stressed, I just choose to be stressed and not show up for a friend or something. Literally this weekend, someone called me at 5 a.m. and they were crying. And I'm shocked I woke up. I won't lie to you. Like, when my phone rang and I saw and I was like, hello. And I just heard crying. I really wanted to be like, okay, tell me in the morning. But I was like, no, you have to show up for your friends, you know, like, and if you called me in this moment, you need me in this moment. So I show up for you.
I think mine is like about the love as well. I think, and it's because of my own experiences, right? I think it's important to find friends that love like you do. So even if you have friends that love a different way, that's fine. But I think it's important to have people in your life, whether it's your family or your friends or whatever it is, who do love like you do. Because I think that there's a certain part of us who want that, like, part of us like sort of satisfied, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I think that, it's important to find people who understand your love language and are able to kind of give it back. And I'm not just talking about like words of affirmation and I just mean like kind of meeting you on the frequency at which you love, because people love at different places. So
communication.
Pretty
It's
much,
very
actually.
key.
That is key. Did you say it's clean?
I said it's key.
I mean,
Please fix.
oh,
Okay, because I know, did you hear what I heard?
I was
What did you
reaching for
hear?
the bag.
What did you hear?
Enunciate.
Enunciate. I know it to be enunciate, my sister.
Oh, no, that's what they do. That's what they teach.
Enunciate.
I didn't say enunciate.
That's what you said.
No, I didn't. I said
consider it.
enunciate. 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 Enunciate.
You said e-nouns.
Enunciate.
Let me
No, I can't
grab
speak. No, I don't know
That's
English.
exactly what you said about
No,
me.
you did say what you said.
I didn't. I said it's key.
I just said you must be specific with the letters and the words you're saying.
I'll enunciate, okay?
All right, guys.
Whatever that is.
All right. Oh, dope. How did you come to work at 5FM?
Ooh. Who wants to go first?
Okay, I can, because everyone just looked at me. Like, but okay.
No, because you always like,
No, I'm just sitting.
you have a spirit in you that goes. So I'm like, oh, we all go like, you know.
I was just practicing good
Guys,
posture. But
run
it's
the
fine.
tapes, guys.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do
I
anything.
saw you do
I
it.
was fixing my top. You told me to fix it earlier, bro.
And I was checking that my chest is still intact.
Ah.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
So prior to 5FM, I worked at this regional commercial station called Rise FM. So I started off there as an intern, and then they were like, you've got talent. You've got something about you. And then they put me on air just to like read news on the weekend, but I was also a producer for 2 shows. Then eventually they were like, girl, we're going to hire you permanently. You're going to work during the week. And I was like, oh, am I still producing and doing all these things? They're like, girl, shut up. No, like, this is all you. This is what you're doing. I was like, yay. They hadn't even done the photo shoots yet for like new lineups and to like be like, I work here yet. And then I took a chance, especially because, I mean, the idea of leaving that station, like I've always wanted to work at 5, but the idea of actually working at 5 was just like yeah, so cute, you know? Because I'd literally started speaking on radio that October. I'll put it that way, that October. So now New Year, you have hired me permanently at this station and it's February, right? I then sent my demo off to 5FM. I wasn't really expecting anything. I genuinely was not expecting. I was just practicing sending things. And then I got a call the next day.
Wolf is bored by your story.
Yeah, I saw him yawn. I took offense.
Like he came into the mic.
We're boring you. Damn, son. Should we just stop here?
No,
Yeah.
Dale
Maybe we should. Yeah, maybe we're done. Man.
yeah.
Alright, thanks.
Dale said he hasn't slept. We're a lullaby now.
We're a lullaby,
We're a lullaby,
guys.
so
We're
that's
putting him to
nice.
sleep, dog. We're putting him to bed.
Yes, Yanga.
But it actually happened so quickly. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I then got a call like, hey, we should do an interview, and I was just like, okay. And I went home. I told my mom. She was like, "We've got to do it. You've got to wear this shirt. We're gonna have to fix your hair, Yanga. You can't look like you always dress like you don't care. You must look great." And
Thank you,
she
Mama.
put me there in the lounge. It literally looked like you know when people are doing like a thing on the news where they're like, we're speaking to Ban Ban from the Ban Ban organization.
Yes.
Hi Ban Ban, and Ban Ban's here in the lounge.
In a shirt.
in a shirt. Like that's literally what it looked like. But throughout that conversation with the station manager and the programs manager at the time, I just kept making them laugh. I was like, I don't know what you want to hear from me. They were like, so tell us, why do you want to work at, a brand like Five? Tell us what you think about Five. And I was like, I love Five. Like, I want the job. So like, I love it. I love Five. I love the music. I love the people. Speaking of people, who's your favorite host or like presenter? And I was like, hey man, come on, dude. Don't like put me on the spot like that. Like, what if you do hire me? Now you're going to go around being like, psst, she doesn't.
Yanga said.
But I mean, at that time, I was just like, no, man. I
Yeah,
love.
who did you name drop?
Okay, I'll tell you.
We want to know.
There was a Karabo.
Mm-hmm.
I said Zanele, obviously.
You didn't start there.
A
You didn't start
legend.
there.
A legend.
I did start with
You
Zanele.
started with Karabo.
Yeah.
Because
And we
it's
love you,
obvious.
It's okay. Anyway, who else? Yanga.
I don't like the way you're talking to me.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
At the time, Nicole was here. So I was like, Nicole De Silva. So whilst I was listing them, I just had like random comments in between. And, they just
were
kept
like,
laughing. They were like, ha, ha, ha. And I was like, I'm not actually trying to be funny. I'm being serious. I need this job, And then eventually they were like, okay, cool. We'll offer you this. Are you keen? And I was like, I don't know. I'll follow up, which is wild. That's wild.
Yanga played she played hard to get with
No,
a job.
it's not even like a hard to get thing.
Listen, I love what you guys are offering, guys.
I was genuinely scared. That's all it is. I was afraid to move to a national, station. I was like, like that's scary. That's weird. I'm like, it's just Mpumalanga now. There's some people, they hear me say the news, and I was like, that's fine, but I can't make mistakes on 5FM. And I was like, and I will make mistakes, and then I'll be upset, and I'm very hard on myself. So I was like, and then I'll just run away, and no one will ever find me again, or something crazy like that. Then eventually my mom gave me like a real talking to, and she was like, dude, tell those people you said yes, you're being weird. And then I was like, get it together. And I did. And then a few days later, I got an offer letter, and I said, what? This is times what I make here. I'm out.
Yeah. You sure you wanna? Can we beep that part out?
Yeah, I was
That's
also going to say
crazy.
Yanga Mjoli. You literally mentioned both of the stations. Okay, anyway.
Well, no,
Yes.
technically it's just because I was doing news, And yeah, that was great, man. That was hey, man.
We're still beeping the times out.
Please.
Please.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so
Zen.
I was at Tax FM, and I was at Tax FM for only like 8 months. And what happened was, the reason I was only there for 10 months, sorry, was because I remember I had. What happened? I'm so sorry. I have to remember. This is a bit of a long story. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I was at university and I had just joined BCom from a BSc, and I was like, okay, cool. Now that I know what I want to do with my life, I want to be an economist. Let me go and like use my voice again, because I used to debate and stuff when I was in high school. And then I was like, am I joining the debating society or am I joining Tax FM? And actually Yanga had mentioned Tax FM, and I was like, okay, cool. Let me actually go and check out what Tax FM is. So then I went and I like, I signed up, and then I like got in and whatever. And then I remember we trained for 2 months, and then I was on air for like the midnight vibes, 12 a.m., 2 a.m., whatever. And then I was on there for 6 months. And then I remember, for 4 months, sorry. And then after that, they fired everybody. And by that, I'm saying like they fired the breakfast jock, they fired the jock on afternoon, and they fired the jock on lunchtime. And then they took us from the night times and they put us on the like you know. And then what happened was I stopped doing school. I decided on my own that I wasn't going to go to class anymore. And I decided to just stay at Tax FM the whole time. Started failing. And I was like, guys, this has been great. Thank you. 4 months into that, I was like, guys, this has been great. My dad did not send me here for this. And I left. Right before I left, I remember one of the people who was at Tax FM mentioned that they came to 5FM for a 5-day mentorship. So I literally Googled it. And I saw like they take people in for 5 days and whatever. So I came through, I got chosen, which was nice because there were a lot of like, you know, people who had applied. And then I was here for 5 days, literally where they showed us like how Roger and them like broadcast. They showed us how like the producers work and how sales works, technical, everything. And then what happened was after the 5th day, I remember we were in a brand new week now and I was just chilling at my sister's place because I was waiting for varsity to open. And they called me and they were like, Zanele, listen, we like your vibe. We need like a mentee to come and help us like this weekend. Like we thought of you. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I came and I remember I like sent out tickets and stuff. I was doing like admin things that weekend or rather that week into the weekend. And there at the weekend, like I was helping with the guest list and all of those things. After that, for 2 years, that's literally what I did. I used to come to 5FM and I would be like, okay, what do you guys need help with? If I wasn't at varsity, at least I was still in school. And then when one of the programs managers leaving to go to another radio station, Grant Nash, he then like pretty much gave my number to the people at that station and they called me and they were like, hey, we got your number from him, like let's chat and stuff. I got a job that side. I was there for a year. And then Liesl at the time, she was the station manager and she called me back and she was like, hey, I want you to come and do 1 to 4 a.m. And that's how I got a job at 5FM. Because before I wasn't like contracted.
Oh.
I was just hanging out. I was just like here. I was like, give me a
Just chilling.
job.
Stalker.
Yeah. I literally was their stalker, like
You're
genuine.
waiting for an opportunity.
Yes, literally. Lisa even calls me hustler to this day because she was like, I was busy sitting here waiting in the wings. And the funny thing is, at the time, I still thought I was going to be an economist. I just told myself that I can put this on my like CV and they can say, she's a hard worker. Even though it's a radio station, okay. I don't know how that made sense, but yeah, I promise you. But only in the second year I saw the vision. So yeah, ShabZi, tell us yours.
Yeah, I work here.
Stop lying.
That's how the story is.
ShabZi has a cool story. ShabZi.
I don't have a cool story.
Yes, you
I have a
do.
nice story. Yeah, so for me, I studied sound engineering. I majored in broadcasting. When I finished, I then studied business. My father's a very strict man, so he didn't want me to go out into the world after I did sound engineering. So he was like, look, let's do business and then we'll figure out what you want to do after that. Finished that, and then I had to figure out, okay, where am I going to work now, you know? I had chores and responsibilities at home because I moved back home.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for a job, you know, coasting, taking my time and everything. My father at some point gave me like a stern lecture, like, yo, pick up the pace, bro. Like, you just around this house doing nothing and taking your brother to school. That's not what you're here for, you know? I'm like, okay, no problem. So I did send emails to certain radio stations. So I figured, let me take it upon myself. I traveled to Johannesburg, came to SABC, and I asked the receptionist, like, yo, can I get the email for the program manager for the station? Oh, there were phones like right next to the receptionist. They're like, nah, phone, Baba. Call there, you know?
Yes.
So I went, picked up the phone. They had like numbers of all the stations, you know, so I'd call all the stations, ask for the program manager's emails.
Yeah.
So I got everyone's email and I went home, drafted an email like, yo, this is who I am. This is what I've studied. This is what I majored in. This is what I want to do. But I'm willing to mop the floor. You know, if you need a janitor that you're looking to promote,
I got you.
you know, to go from cleaning the floors to cleaning the airways.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Mr. Cleaner. Okay, the cleaner. ShabZi the cleaner.
So Tim's uncle was the only one who responded to that email.
Sure.
Yeah, and he told me to come in so we can have a meet. So I don't even know if it was like a job interview because the guy was just talking about, so, hey, tell me about yourself. You know, why do you want to work here? What are you about? So we started speaking about just my passion for music and just being in a space where, look, I got time on my hands. I want to put in some work. I got some skills as well. Park the skills, because this is what we're going to need you for, which was at the time board controlling. Now we call it desk driving. He linked me up with Tony, Paul, Brian. I'm sorry, I have to say all these names because these guys put me on. I shadowed those guys for 2 weeks, and then they told me to see if they want to work with me or not. So after 2 weeks of shadowing, I'm at home eagerly waiting for a call every day while I go drop off my brother. And my dad coming back home, and I know he's going to say something, Got the call. They told me, cool, we want you as a desk driver. We'll send you an offer letter and everything.
Sure.
I didn't hear everything in that phone call. I just dropped the phone call like,
I got the job.
we on, baby. We on. Because at the time, 5FM was like 5FM, the great, mighty 5FM with all the great stars that we looked up to who were radio jocks at the time, So that's how I got the job.
And speaking of people who put you on, Malva's actually the person who chose my application for the 5-day mentorship.
Fire.
Right? Guys, that's the end.
That's the end.
That's the end.
No.
Younger.
It is.
They're lying.
It is.
It's my hat and you're damaging it. You're already damaging
Okay. Let's say
So
one
we should
more.
set it
Let's say
on
we must
fire.
do one more.
Okay.
Share your thoughts on the concept of success.
And you guys wanted to stop.
But
Where's my hat?
She wanted to stop.
it's because the time constraint. What's your guys' problem here? You think I just want to stop
Time
for
You're
5
the only
streets?
one who sees the time there.
Yes, and it says the time that. Oh my goodness. Okay, my concept of success, guys.
Okay.
Thank you. Is
Please keep this answer constrained.
please, because there's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Summary.
Summary. So rude.
Just one line.
In
No,
5
no,
words.
I won't. I will not. Okay. So, my concept of success is living out your purpose. And I think it's because I believe, for me personally, every single person on this earth has a purpose. Whether it's to impact one person, whether for some people it's to impact billions of people. Everybody's here for a purpose, even if it's just you need to grow up and be a mother to someone. And that person is going to grow up and be a person to someone else. That's your purpose. And if that's it, then that's it. And I also believe, though, with that, in terms of living out your purpose, it's to reach peace. Because I think that as humans, that's what we're only ever really wanting in life, to do something meaningful, if that makes sense for a lot of us. But I think it's also to reach peace. And a lot of people try and get it from so many different places. For some, it's alcohol. For some, it's drugs or whatever. I think it's you should try and reach peace within yourself. And yeah, I think reaching that point of having peace within yourself is success.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace, bro.
Amen.
Peace. Amen.
Can you guys answer the question, please? Damn it.
I wish I had.
That was good, though.
Yeah, it was good. I wish I had some stuff like that. Mine's more just, it sounds silly, but I feel like once you've conquered whatever it is you want to conquer, it could be a goal, it could be a fear, whatever it is that you need to conquer, that you feel like is holding you back, and then you have a life that makes you content and happy. I feel like that's success.
Sure.
You just need to be, in my head, I'm just I just think being content and happy, with your life, not having to worry. So sometimes I'm maybe success also then does include money, because I don't want to worry. Does that make sense about anything? But it's not about having so much money that I need a bunch of private jets. No, it's just to live a content, wholesome life peacefully. That for me is success. There you have your family. Maybe that was a goal of yours. I want to have a family.
Or you want to be on your own.
You want to be on your own, maybe. Whatever that goal is you being content and happy and at peace.
Sure.
Namaste.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, no, I also agree with you guys. I think for me, it's, curate your life. The moment you can start feeling like your life is curated by you, that's success to me. No matter what level you are in life, I think, look, we're human beings, we'll always have desires.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you have a different dream. The next day you have another dream. Do what you have to do to conquer whatever it is that you want to conquer. But I feel like if you're curating your life, if it feels like you're the one curating it, you're successful.
Sure.
You know, that's my take, guys.
I love that.
Namaste.
Can I just say also, I feel like I came for people who like alcohol and drugs. You know, some people look for peace in food. Some people look for it in money. I just want
Peace in food.
Yeah.
There are people who are addicted to food.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And that's where they look for
That's their peace.
Yes.
Right? That's dangerous.
I'm being serious. Even people who are addicted to alcohol and stuff. As in, I'm saying people like they're looking for that feeling of peace in
Yes.
other things.
Gambling.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's we all know that it's not achieved.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
100%. And that's why I'm saying like getting it for me a success. Thank you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, guys.
Maybe we should like block out that part.
You
I don't
guys
know.
are
You
so
guys scared me. Not your
rude.
part. You
Oh.
guys said the part about my salary. I got scared. Maybe we
Leave
should.
this part in so people can wonder about salaries everywhere.
I think
What
like,
were you doing telling people you make
don't say it again.
No, don't
we
say
have
it
to
again.
censor
Please
that.
beep everything, and then people can just wonder.
But what were you doing?
I was being honest.
All right, we gotta
You're being
go.
honest.
We're gonna
I was
fight
being
about
unfiltered.
this.
You
We
gave
love
people
you so
an
much. Catch us
imagination.
12 to 3 Monday to Friday on the 5FM airwaves.
Yeah, so forget us and our opinions.
I was
Yeah,
like, those weren't
you know.
opinions. You guys are fighting.
By the way,
No.
my name is ShabZi, you know.
My name is Zanele Potelwa, aka the People's Champion,
My name is Yanga Mjoli, aka the Queen of Comedy.
aka.
And AKA ShabZi Madallion,
Okay.
AKA producer,
Extraordinaire.
AKA wordsmith,
Extraordinaire.
AKA I
lyricist in
do
South Africa.
everything.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, you
Yeah.
know.
All right. We love you. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
We out of here.
Should we save
Where's
these?
the cucumber water? Like.
This is 5